Hey kids, so I want to show y'all something that some of y'all may have seen before if you've worked with me for a while, but it's worth going over, especially for any new players. One of the most heartbreaking things is when you start up and you're about to play a tournament game, your first tournament ever maybe, and you lose in 3 moves. I've seen it happen over and over and over again. It's so hard to watch. You get so pumped up for your first game. You've been working at it. You've been preparing. Control the center, develop your pieces, castle your king. You know about forks and pins and skewers, and you're so ready to use all those skills. And then somebody beats you in 3 moves, and you're like, "What happened? What's wrong with me?" Okay. Usually, if that happens, your opponent probably used something called a scholar's mate. Okay. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here. Now, the thing to remember is it is a real attack. They're attacking a weakness that you have, but it's not a good opening. So I don't teach my kids to play this because if you know how to defend it, you're probably going to be okay, probably even going to win, because kids that have to use the scholar's mate to win aren't very good. Okay? So let's show you what it kind of looks like first. All right, everybody knows E4, E5. But if you've watched some of my other stuff or listened to some of my other videos, you'll know that I say the queen should not move. Not until you develop your other pieces. Well, if you're trying to scholar's mate, a lot of times you'll see somebody play the queen out here. And you say, oh, wait, it looks like the queen is attacking my pawn over here. Well, I know how to defend my pawn. I'm going to develop my knight. And then the bishop comes out. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'm just going to attack their pawn, right? And you come over and attack the pawn, and oops. Checkmate. The king is stuck against the edge. There's no piece that can capture the queen because the queen is defended by her bishop. And so now we have a kiss of death mate. Oh no, how did this happen? Okay, so let's take a look at what we can do to stop that. And the order might be different. Some people move the bishop first, but most commonly people use the queen. So up to this point, it's okay, all right? It's okay so far. But right here, it's really important that you do not move the knight. Because, see, the queen has the attack right here. We've got to put something between the queen and this pawn. And so the right move is this. Now notice, the queen can't take this pawn because if she did, the knight would come and capture the queen. So a lot of times what happens is the queen will retreat to try to get a new threat on the pawn. Now's the time to move your knight out. You're developed. You're ready to move the bishop. You're ready to get your king safe. And look at white. White's got the queen out in the middle of the board. His pieces are way back here. It's just not good for white. Black is okay. All right. Let's take a look at if it happens in a different order. If white starts with this bishop, okay, you can still use the same knight move if you want. This is definitely playable because if the queen comes out, then we're back in the same position, right? Or you could use the other knight. Now the queen can't move here because if she did, the knight just captures. The knight is also attacking the pawn, right? And so you do have to be careful. That pawn might not be so free because if the queen comes out, then you don't want to give that queen and bishop that attack on that pawn. So sit tight, develop your pieces, get control of the center, get your king safe before somebody tries to scholar's mate you by getting that queen up to the f7 pawn and checkmating you. Okay, so remember, play through this video a couple times, look at the sequence, pull out a chessboard, practice for yourself, because a lot of kids, it takes a few times practicing this and defending it before they actually get it right. Even after they've seen it a few times, they'll still sometimes lose to it in a game. So learn how to respond. If you see your opponent's queen come out, protect your pawn. Oh, that's the bad one. chase the queen. And there you go. And then you're safe. Okay, that's Scholar's Mate. I hope none of you have to lose to it. And just keep practicing, and I will see you next time.